Hello, awakened soul. If you've arrived at this video, it wasn't by chance. There's something within you that resonates with deeper truths, something that makes you question reality beyond what the eyes can see. What if I told you that those negative thoughts that invade your mind at the most important moments, those doubts that arise from nowhere when you're about to take a significant step in your spiritual journey, aren't really yours? What if I revealed that there's an invisible battle happening in your mind right now, a spiritual war where you are simultaneously the battlefield and the most valuable prize? Have you ever wondered why, precisely when you decide to raise your vibration, meditate more deeply, or follow your intuition, an avalanche of chaotic and discouraging thoughts invades your consciousness as if someone had opened the floodgates of a turbulent river? This isn't coincidence, my dear soul. It's confirmation of who you really are. I know exactly how you feel. When these moments arrive, you're there, trying to connect with your purest essence, seeking clarity and inner peace, and suddenly, it's as if a mental storm has settled in your head. Self-sabotaging thoughts whisper that you're not enough, that you're deluding yourself, that you should give up and return to normalcy. You feel like you're going crazy, questioning your own sanity, wondering if there's something fundamentally wrong with you. But let me tell you something that will completely change your perspective. These mental attacks aren't signs of weakness or imbalance. They're the most powerful confirmation that you are a chosen being, a soul with a mission so important that invisible forces mobilize to try to stop you. You're not alone in this battle, and you're definitely not imagining things. Today, I'm going to reveal the secrets behind this spiritual war happening in your mind, and more importantly, I'm going to teach you how to transform these attacks into fuel for your growth and protection. If this video has reached you, it's because your soul is ready to understand truths that few have the courage to face. Leave in the comments if you've experienced these experiences. Your story could be the light another chosen one needs to recognize themselves. Let's dive deeply into the truth that few dare to speak. You, as a chosen being, carry within yourself a vibrational frequency that naturally challenges the control structures that keep humanity asleep. From the moment your soul decided to incarnate on this earthly plane, you brought with you codes of light, cosmic information, and a specific mission to awaken not only yourself, but to serve as a catalyst for collective awakening. This isn't a small responsibility. It's a cosmic honor that comes with unique challenges. When we speak of mental and spiritual attacks, we're referring to systematic attempts to diminish your light, confuse your mental clarity, and divert you from your divine purpose. These interferences don't come from just one source, but from multiple dimensions, from low-vibration entities that feed on human fear and confusion to collective mind control systems that operate through media, social networks, and even people around you who, unconsciously, serve as channels for these dense energies. What you need to understand is that the more you align with your inner truth, the more you become a threat to these forces that depend on ignorance and fear to maintain their power. Think about your childhood for a moment. You were probably that child who asked questions too deep for your age, who felt things others couldn't perceive, who had a heightened sensitivity to the energies around you. Maybe you were labeled as too sensitive, too much of a dreamer, or different. These weren't flaws. They were the first signs that you carried an expanded consciousness. During adolescence, you may have felt like a stranger in your own world, as if you didn't completely belong anywhere, as if you were always searching for something you couldn't name. This feeling of non-belonging wasn't a problem to be solved. It was your soul recognizing that you came here with a purpose that transcends the limitations of three-dimensional reality. In adult life, you probably discovered that you have a natural ability to perceive lies, manipulations, and negative energies, even when others around you seem completely oblivious. You feel when someone is being false, when an Environment carries heavy energies when something isn't right, even if you can't explain it logically. These abilities aren't paranoia, they're spiritual gifts that were activated because your mission requires you to be able to discern between light and shadow, truth and illusion. Now let's explore the specific signs that confirm you're facing targeted spiritual attacks. The first and most common is the sudden emergence of self-sabotaging thoughts precisely when you're about to take an important step in your spiritual journey. Imagine that you've finally decided to start that project your soul has been whispering about for months, or you're preparing for a deep meditation, or you're about to make a decision you know is aligned with your purpose. Suddenly, as if someone had flipped a switch, your mind is invaded by thoughts like, "You're not capable. This is a waste of time. You're deluding yourself. People will laugh at you." These thoughts arrive with an intensity and conviction that seem real, but if you stop to analyze, you'll realize they don't reflect your true nature or your past experiences. They're like mental viruses implanted to create doubt and paralysis precisely at the crucial moments of your growth. Another unmistakable sign is sudden doubts about your intuitive abilities. You may have a powerful intuition about something, a certainty that comes from a deep place within you, and then, out of nowhere, a mental voice starts questioning everything. What if you're wrong? What if this is just your imagination? What if you're deceiving yourself? This voice of doubt isn't your inner wisdom. It's external interference trying to disconnect you from your most reliable internal guidance system. The sensation of being watched or judged energetically is another powerful indicator that you're on the radar of forces that would prefer you to remain small and silent. You might be at home, in your sacred space, trying to connect spiritually, and suddenly feel as if invisible eyes were upon you, as if your energy was being analyzed or even drained. Some people describe this as a sensation of weight in the chest, others as a shadowy presence in the environment, and some literally feel as if someone were pulling their energy. This isn't paranoia, it's your spiritual sensitivity detecting real interferences in the energy field around you. When you're raising your vibration through spiritual practices, you naturally become more visible in the subtle planes, and this can attract unwanted attention from entities that feel uncomfortable with your growing light. Sudden difficulty meditating or connecting spiritually, especially during periods when you most need this connection, is another classic sign. You may have an established meditation practice for months or years, and suddenly, for no apparent reason, your mind becomes a hurricane of thoughts whenever you try to quiet yourself. It's as if someone had turned up the volume of all mental distractions precisely when you seek silence and clarity. This happens because your spiritual practice is seen as a threat by forces that benefit from your disconnection from the divine. Repetitive patterns of thoughts that don't correspond to your true nature are perhaps the most subtle sign, but also one of the most revealing. You know yourself. You know what your values are, your deep beliefs, your loving essence. But suddenly, thoughts of inexplicable anger, severe judgments about others, or even destructive impulses begin to circulate in your mind like a scratched record. These thoughts arrive with a different quality. They're denser, more aggressive, more separatist than anything you would normally think. It's as if someone were broadcasting a different radio frequency in your mind, a station you would never choose to tune into consciously. When you catch yourself thinking things that make you question, where did this come from? It very likely didn't come from you. Another common pattern is the emergence of irrational fears about your spiritual growth. You may start having thoughts like, what if I go too far? What if I lose connection with reality? What if people think I'm crazy? These fears are implanted specifically to create internal resistance to your own development, to make you voluntarily retreat from your power and potential. The truth is that the more you evolve spiritually, the more balanced and connected to reality you Become not the opposite. Have you noticed how certain environments or people seem to instantly suck your energy? How you can be feeling vibrant and positive, and after a few minutes in certain places or in the presence of certain people, you feel drained, confused, or even depressed. This isn't excessive sensitivity. It's your energy being literally vampirized by low vibration fields. People who are disconnected from their own source of light often, unconsciously, feed on others' energy, especially those who shine more intensely. Environments charged with negative energy, whether from past conflicts, dense emotions, or even low-vibration spiritual practices, can function as portals for energetic interferences. When you enter these spaces, it's as if your natural light automatically activates everything that's dormant there, creating a reaction that can manifest as physical discomfort, mental confusion, or emotional instability. Your sensitivity to these environments isn't a weakness. It's a sophisticated alert system that your soul developed to protect you from influences that could divert you from your path. Reverse synchronicity is another phenomenon that many chosen ones experience during periods of intense spiritual attacks. While normally you may be accustomed to positive synchronicities, meeting the right people at the right time, receiving clear signs from the universe, having doors open easily when you're aligned, during attacks, you may experience the opposite. Everything seems to go wrong at the same time. Technology fails inexplicably. Important appointments are cancelled. Misunderstandings arise from nowhere. Obstacles appear in sequence, as if the universe were conspiring against you. But here's the secret. This isn't really the universe's conspiracy against you. It's the resistance of low-vibration forces trying to create chaos in your reality, to destabilize you emotionally and spiritually. The true universe, the divine source, never works against its chosen children. When you recognize these patterns as attacks and not as bad luck or fate, you can respond more consciously and effectively. Attacks through dreams are another dimension that few discuss openly, but which is extremely real for those who are awakening. You may start having recurring nightmares, dreams where you're being chased, attacked, or where you feel lost and confused. Some chosen ones report dreams where shadowy entities try to convince them to give up their spiritual path, or where they see themselves betraying their own values and principles. The astral plane, where our consciousness travels during sleep, is a real battlefield where many of these interferences happen. Low-vibration entities know that during sleep, our conscious defenses are down, and they take advantage of these moments to implant fears, doubts, and confusions that will manifest in our waking life as anxiety, depression, or inexplicable blocks. If you've been waking up more tired than when you went to sleep, even having slept enough hours, or if your dreams have been consistently disturbing or energy draining, it's very likely you're facing attacks during sleep. The good news is that there are powerful protection techniques you can use before sleeping to shield your energy field and ensure your rest is truly restorative. But perhaps the deepest sign that you're facing spiritual attacks is the persistent sensation of being tested beyond your limits. You may feel as if life were constantly putting obstacles in your path, as if you were being forced to prove your dedication to your spiritual purpose repeatedly. Relationships may become more challenging, financial situations may complicate, your health may present inexplicable symptoms, all of this happening simultaneously, creating pressure that seems unsustainable. But here's the truth that will change your perspective forever. These aren't punishments or signs that you're on the wrong path. These are cosmic tests, disguised spiritual initiations, opportunities for you to demonstrate to yourself and to the universe that your dedication to light is unshakable, regardless of external circumstances. Each challenge you face as a chosen being is simultaneously an attack and an opportunity for growth. Low vibration forces attack you precisely because they know your potential, because they recognize the threat you represent to their control systems. But the universe, in its infinite wisdom, allows these attacks because it knows you have the inner strength necessary not only to survive them, but to transform them into fuel for your evolution. Every time you choose love instead of fear, truth instead of illusion, light instead of darkness, you not only strengthen yourself, you raise the vibration of all humanity. Your personal battle is part of a much larger cosmic war between consciousness and ignorance, between freedom and control, between love and fear. And you, my dear soul, were chosen to be on the front lines of this battle, not because you're expendable, but because you're indispensable. Your light is necessary, your truth is vital, and your presence on this planet at this specific moment in history isn't coincidence. It's divine destiny. In the next moments, I'm going to share with you the tools and strategies that will transform you from a victim of these attacks into a conscious and protected spiritual warrior. Because recognizing attacks is just the first step. Learning to defend against them and transform them is where your true power is revealed. Now that you understand the true nature of the spiritual attacks you've been facing, it's time to transform this knowledge into real power and active protection. The first and most fundamental step is to completely change your perspective on these attacks. Instead of seeing them as evidence that something is wrong with you or that you're on the wrong path, start recognizing them as absolute confirmation that you're exactly where you need to be. Every mental attack, every implanted doubt, every synchronized obstacle is actually a cosmic certificate of your spiritual importance. When you change this fundamental perspective, something magical happens. The attacks themselves begin to lose power over you because you're no longer reacting with fear or confusion. You're responding with recognition and even gratitude. Implement a daily energy protection practice that becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth. Upon waking, before even getting out of bed, visualize a golden light bubble forming around you, expanding to cover your entire auric field. Declare aloud or mentally, "I am protected by divine light. Only energies of love and truth can reach me today." During the day, whenever you feel a sudden energy shift or negative thoughts invading your mind, pause for a moment and consciously reactivate this protection, breathing deeply and reaffirming your connection with the divine source. Develop a conscious and active relationship with your spirit guides, guardian angels, and the divine source itself. They are literally waiting for you to ask for help, but they respect your free will and don't interfere without invitation. Create a daily communication ritual, whether through prayer, meditation, or simply talking mentally with them as you would with a dear friend. Ask for specific protection, clear guidance, and strength to discern between your own thoughts and external influences. A powerful technique is to establish a code with your guides. Ask them to send you a specific sign, like seeing a number sequence, finding a feather, or feeling a gentle breeze, whenever you're under spiritual attack, so you can immediately recognize what's happening and take protective measures. Learn to distinguish between your authentic thoughts and implanted thoughts through the energetic quality they carry. Your true thoughts, even when they're challenging or questioning, come accompanied by a sensation of expansion, clarity, and alignment with your deep values. Implanted thoughts, on the other hand, arrive with a dense, contracted quality, often accompanied by uncomfortable physical sensations like chest tightness, head tension, or a general feeling of unease. When you suspect a thought isn't yours, ask this simple but powerful question. Does this thought elevate me or diminish me? Does it connect me with my power or make me feel small and powerless? The immediate response from your heart will always reveal the truth. Transform each attack into fuel for your spiritual growth through conscious alchemy of energetic transmutation. When you feel you're under attack, whether through negative thoughts, energy drainage, or synchronized obstacles, instead of resisting or panicking, breathe deeply and declare, "I transform this dense energy into pure light for my growth and for the good of all." Literally visualize the heavy energy being sucked into your heart, where it's instantly transmuted into golden light that expands throughout your entire being and then to the world around you. This practice not only neutralizes the attack, but transforms it into additional spiritual power for your mission. Implement a weekly energy cleansing routine that includes baths with coarse salt and purifying herbs, burning sage or Palo Santo in your environment, and a specific meditation to release any energy that isn't yours. During this cleansing, specifically ask for any interference, energetic implant, or unwanted connection to be dissolved and transmuted by divine light. Also, create a sacred space in your home, even if it's just a small altar or special corner, where you can retreat whenever you need protection and reconnection with your essence. This space should be energetically shielded through protective crystals, sacred symbols that resonate with you, and the clear intention that only high-vibration energies are. Welcome there. Strengthen your identity as a chosen being through powerful daily affirmations that reprogram your subconscious and create automatic mental shielding against attacks. Some transformative affirmations include, "I am a warrior of light, protected and guided by divine force. My mission is sacred and nothing can divert me from my purpose. I transform all attacks into blessings and all obstacles into opportunities. My light shines so intensely that it automatically dissolves any darkness that approaches." Repeat these affirmations not just with your mind, but with your entire being, feeling the truth of them resonating in every cell of your body. Also, develop a specific gratitude practice for the attacks you face. However contradictory this may initially seem, give thanks for attacks because they confirm your importance, because they strengthen your determination, because they reveal areas where you still need to grow, and because they are disguised opportunities for you to demonstrate your spiritual mastery. When you can genuinely thank your challenges, you reach a level of consciousness where attacks simply can no longer affect you in the same way. You've transcended the vibrational level where they operate. We've reached the end of this transformative revelation, and I hope you now understand a fundamental truth. You are not a victim of your mental and spiritual battles. You are a cosmic warrior facing exactly the challenges your soul chose to accelerate your evolution and fulfill your divine mission. Every negative thought you manage to transmute, every attack you transform into strength, every moment of doubt you overcome with unshakable faith, not only strengthens you individually, but raises the vibration of all humanity. You are part of a network of awakened souls spread across the planet, each facing their own battles, but all connected by the same purpose: to anchor more light in this world and help in the great consciousness transition our species is experiencing. Your struggles are neither isolated nor meaningless. They are part of a greater divine plan where each of your victories is a victory for all of us. Always remember that being chosen doesn't mean your journey will be easy. It means you have the inner strength necessary to face any challenge and transform it into wisdom, power, and compassion. You carry within yourself codes of light that were activated specifically for this moment in human history, and your conscious presence on this planet is an invaluable gift to all beings. Don't let any attack, however intense, make you forget your true nature. You are a child of light, an ambassador of divine love, an agent of cosmic transformation. Your mission is sacred. Your purpose is real, and your light is needed now more than ever. Trust the process. Trust your inner strength, and especially, trust the infinite love the universe has for you. Now I need your active participation to expand this network of protection and knowledge. In the comments below, share which of the spiritual attack signs most resonated with your experience. Your vulnerability could be exactly what another chosen one needs to recognize themselves and feel less alone. If this video brought clarity and relief to your journey, share it with someone you know is also facing these invisible battles. It could be a friend, family member, or even someone you recently met and felt carries a special light. Remember, when chosen ones connect and support each other, we create a collective force that is exponentially more powerful than the sum of our individual parts. If you're not yet part of our family here on the channel, subscribe now and activate the bell to receive all the revelations and tools I share to strengthen light warriors like you. And if you feel the call to connect even more deeply with this community of awakened souls, consider becoming a channel member, where I share exclusive content, guided protection meditations, and advanced spiritual development techniques. Together, we are unbeatable. Until our next meeting, continue shining your light with courage and determination. You are loved, you are protected, and you are exactly who this world needs. Namaste.